Sleep is essential to our overall health and well-being and can play a vital role in brain function. But chronic sleep deprivation can contribute to a wide range of health problems. And here to talk about optimizing your sleep health is sleep expert and ResMed Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Carlos Nunez. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Doctor, not getting enough sleep on a regular basis can take a serious toll on our bodies. Why is sleep so important?
Well, sleep is one of the three pillars of good health. And we talk about the first two all the time. We talk about diet and exercise, but we often ignore good sleep. Some people even think it's like a badge of honor to say, I can get along with just 3 or 4 hours of sleep and I'm fine. Every system in the body, from your brain to your heart to your immune system, relies on good restorative sleep. Not so that you wake up refreshed for tomorrow. That's important, but for the weeks and months and years afterwards. Those systems suffer if you don't sleep well, and if you don't sleep well regularly, it can lead to devastating health consequences later in life.
And there are a number of issues that contribute to sleep disruption: lifestyle, environment, medical conditions. What are the top issues impacting how we sleep?
A very, very important issue in the United States is a condition called sleep apnea. 54 million adults in the United States have sleep apnea. 80% of those 54 million are undiagnosed and untreated. And untreated sleep apnea is devastating for your health.
And if there are people out there watching right now and wondering, could this be me? What are the top signs and symptoms of sleep apnea?
Actually, one of the most common signs is snoring, but that doesn't mean that everyone who snores has sleep apnea. The tissues in your throat relax when you fall asleep, and as they relax, the air can make them vibrate. It makes the sound that we call snoring. But in sleep apnea, they relax so much they obstruct the flow of air into the lungs. The snoring can get very loud, or often it just stops completely and it sounds like you're not breathing. When air doesn't get into your lungs, that means oxygen is not getting into your blood, and your brain literally thinks that you're dying, that you're being suffocated or strangled, and it will wake you up enough to take a breath, but not so much that you know that you are awake. And in sleep apnea, that can happen 20, 50, 100 times an hour. As a consequence, you don't wake up refreshed, you're excessively tired, you may have morning headaches, you may be covered in sweat, and you also may have a bed partner that reports you snore very loud, you sound like you stop breathing, or it sounds like you're choking or gagging while you sleep. If any of those things sound familiar to you, you should talk to your doctor to see if you might have sleep apnea.
So how can it be treated?
The gold standard for the therapy for treating sleep apnea is CPAP. It stands for continuous positive airway pressure. This device right here in front of me is a ResMed AirSense 11. It's the most modern, the newest CPAP device on the market. Not only is it beautiful and sleek and modern and quiet, but more importantly, it's connected. It is like your smartphone. It's connected so that your doctor can monitor your therapy from their office, so that you can download an app and monitor your own therapy. It learns from how you sleep so that the device and the app can offer you tips, can actually do coaching, can serve up videos to show you might be wearing the mask wrong, or you might not be doing something appropriately. And it's important because untreated sleep apnea scientifically has been shown to increase risk for things like Alzheimer's, different types of cardiovascular disease. Maybe one of the scariest of all, there's a study that shows untreated sleep apnea is associated with higher mortality of all causes. So you're more likely to die of some other disease than anybody else on the planet if you have untreated sleep apnea. So it's a wake-up call. It is the gold standard for treatment. It is the best way to treat sleep apnea. I'm a nightly sleeper with a CPAP device just like this. I denied it for many years. It changed my life. I've never realized how poorly I slept and that I was never rested until I started treating my sleep apnea.
Doctor, what are some lifestyle best practices to help us achieve those critical 7 to 9 hours of good sleep each night?
Exercise is great. Maintaining, healthy exercise habits and healthy diet. Again, those three pillars of health are really important. Get your eyes away from the screens at least an hour before you go to bed. Put the phone down, put the iPad down, turn the TV off. That light coming from those screens is tricking your eyes and your brain into believing that the sun is still up. And it's hard for you to fall asleep because your body is based on the sleep-wake cycle that's based on the sun rising and setting. Don't drink excessive amounts of alcohol close to bedtime. Alcohol impacts the ability for the brain to rest. Even though you might be asleep, you're not really sleeping well. Other things to avoid: caffeine late in the day. If you have any signs and symptoms of a sleeping disorder, whether it's sleep apnea or something else, talk to your doctor. It's probably the single most important thing you can do for your overall health and wellness is to get a good night's sleep. There's a great website. It's sleepforbettertomorrow.com. If you have any of those signs and symptoms, your doctor is the best and first place to go.
Doctor, we thank you so much for sharing this exciting technology and valuable tips to help us all get a good night's sleep.
Thank you, Laura.
And we thank you for joining us on San Diego Living. We'll see you next time.